Thursday, May 7th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. It was another warm one across the region yesterday. Now you got over into the eastern parts of the Carolinas. Temperatures were not quite as warm yesterday due to more clouds with that developing area of low pressure that I'm going to be discussing with you as we go through today's edition of the video. Your highs across the Triad viewing area entirely in the low to mid 80s out there yesterday afternoon. Same story there with the Charlotte viewing area. So it was another warm day across the region. Here's your 5:30 a.m. temperatures. A lot of folks in the 60s, some 50s involved in some areas, but certainly it's a very warm, or I guess you could say mild, start to the day out there for today. Yesterday had some areas of showers and thunderstorms in the Virginias down into the mountains. Really didn't make it much further south than that. And I want to show you this. This was the radar from yesterday afternoon into the evening hours. Big time thunderstorms rumbling through parts of the Plain States. Had a lot of severe weather issues. Look at all the storm reports from yesterday. It was a violent day all the way from Nebraska through parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. A couple of looks like nasty tornadoes involved there with that severe weather outbreak yesterday. Back what's happening here close to home, we're watching the rain begin to move into coastal parts of the Carolinas. This is some of the outer rain bands or rain areas with this developing area of low pressure. The hurricane hunters scheduled to investigate this low pressure this morning, see exactly what's going on, and we might wind up seeing a subtropical or a tropical storm develop over the next 36 or 48 hours, just depending on how this low pressure organizes. Not going to move much at all over the next few days. Now, for the Piedmont of North Carolina, really not a lot of impacts today. Now, certainly along the coast, you're going to begin to see these waves of rain rolling through. There's the high-resolution modeling today showing you some of these bands of rain and a few embedded thunderstorms pivoting through at times. Highs today still pretty warm across the Piedmont. You notice temperatures again held down a bit closer to the coast due to rain and some clouds at times down that way. Now again, notice that low pressure tomorrow basically stationary, drifting very slowly to the northwest. Could be a few showers make it into the Piedmont tomorrow, but most of us again dry for your Friday with highs close to 80 in many spots. And then we get on into Saturday, and that's when I think we begin to see a little better chance of some scattered showers or thunderstorms making it further inland. Same story for Mother's Day. Now, these are your winds as I'm cutting the video up and down the coast. North and northeast winds, 8 to 16 miles per hour. Not a huge deal at the moment. But I want to show you the wind product here from Futurecast over the next few days. And again, notice the actual sustained winds along the coast. This is noon tomorrow. Not too bad. Your heaviest period of winds probably in the upper South Carolina coast and lower South and lower North Carolina coast Saturday, as that low begins to actually move closer to making some type of landfall. But this does not look like it's going to be a major tropical system, even if it does get classified with a name. Rain would be your biggest problem if you are beach bound. You'll notice the most consistent period of rain coming up here as you get into the weekend itself. Saturday, pretty wet day, looks like, for many coastal spots. Again, just depending on the exact track of that low. Rain totals through the weekend, 2 and some 3-inch totals up and down the Carolina coast on the GFS model. European favors more of the North Carolina coast and upper South Carolina coast for some of the bigger rain totals. And then we get out to next week. Cold front will approach, but ahead of that front, very warm weather Monday and Tuesday. I'll show you that in more detail here in just a second. Again, here's the compilation of the storm reports from yesterday. 50 tornado reports yesterday. So again, it was a pretty nasty day. And just I wanted to show you this. This is the day 3 severe weather outlook. It's relatively rare, not unheard of, but relatively rare to get moderate risks on day 3. But that is in place for parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. And it looks like Saturday could be a pretty nasty, severe weather day back in the plains. Now, back to our weather. There's your low pressure off the GFS model this evening. Again, notice not much happening in the Piedmont zones. You get out to tomorrow, similar, although maybe a couple showers beginning to try to roll in. There's Saturday. Low pressure still centered off the South Carolina coast. Moisture deepens enough that you see a better chance of some scattered showers or thunderstorms there on Saturday. Mother's Day, very much the same. This is all the way out to Sunday evening. Again, notice not much changing around here. Steering currents very, very weak across our part of the world over the next several days. Now you get out to Monday, finally that low begins to fill and get lifted out. And the warmth builds in here. These are the GFS model high temperatures on Monday. A lot of 90-plus readings across the deep south. And Highs well into the 80s across most of the Carolinas, and then you get on out to Tuesday, just as a cold front's beginning to make its way through, and it looks like another very warm day Tuesday before we see a little bit of a cooler air mass arrive. Excuse me. This is Wednesday on the GFS. This is Thursday morning on the GFS, and that's a big area of high pressure building down into the region. Now, let me step you through the European before I wrap up the video. This is Saturday on the European, showing you some of those scattered showers and storms. Same deal for Sunday, especially the further east you go. And then as moisture begins to pool ahead of this front Monday, you get a pretty warm day, scattered thunderstorms. Tuesday, again, could see still a few thunderstorms around with the front moving through. And then we're probably dry Wednesday and Thursday, but it's a totally different presentation of the European model for Thursday of next week. European, you have a low pressure north of Chicago with a trailing cold front moving our way. Again, back on the GFS, it's just a big sprawling high pressure in place. So a lot of uncertainty toward the middle part of next week. That's a long way down the road. Now, all right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everybody have a great day, and God bless.